All right, people. I'm a little nervous about this one because, wow, I've caught a lot of flack for talking about the Toronto Raptors. From Raptors Nation came out a little bit, gave me a little bit of a hard time with some mistakes here and there that may or may not have really had anything to do with the larger point. And the thing is, the title of that video was the Toronto Raptors will be good this season, and so they're mad at me because I didn't do enough research and I'm not, whatever. But if I'm bad and I'm saying your team's gonna be good, it might mean your team's gonna be ass, because if I don't know what I'm talking about and I said they're good, stay tuned for that in Toronto. But that's not that aside. That makes me nervous today because I'm not going to be as complimentary, even though I had some criticisms for the Raptors. But today I want to talk about the Detroit Pistons. And listen, I feel like this is like a wet blanket type thing. I'm not trying to rain on their parade here now that they've brought in Cade Cunningham and have an exciting young core. And brought in Kelly Olynyk, which, that is reason to be very excited. Because I recently saw someone had like their projections for the East, and they had the Pistons as a play-in team. And I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, but I think we need to hit the brakes a little bit on some of the Pistons hype. I know Cade Cunningham is exciting. I know he's going to be a huge difference maker, an immediate difference maker in the NBA. There have been a lot of first overall picks that have been that caliber player and still not gotten to the playoffs immediately. Zion is the most recent example of that. Like, I don't know what Cade Cunningham, what he's going to be like right out the gate. I don't think he's going to be on like an all-star team or something like that. So when you think about, and this isn't even that much about like the Pistons being bad, because I think they'll actually be really good. I think they have a very solid roster, very balanced now. When you look at Saddiq Bey on the wing, Jeremy Grant, Isaiah Stewart is, I like a lot. I think Killian Hayes will probably take another step up in his second year. I think, Cade Cunningham, obviously, bring Hamidou Diallo back, bring Kelly Olynyk in, and I actually think Luka Garza is, I think, underrated, being, this guy was voted the best college player in the country, goes 52nd, and I actually think it was almost disrespectful that they gave him a two-way contract. I think he, just through the summer league, proves like he can be a valuable asset, and I would not be surprised if Luka Garza makes like second team all-rookie this year. Put me down for that. I actually think, if he gets minutes, obviously on a two-way, maybe it doesn't happen, but I think at some point we're going to realize Luka Garza is going to be, a contributor on an NBA team. So there you have it. Let's get that out of the way. I actually really like this roster. I like the way GM Troy Weaver has constructed it. I think it's got a lot of promise, especially defensively, really. I think this team's going to be able to defend pretty well. And a lot of guys that just like hustle and just like try. Like, you're not going to have a lot of personality problems. Kelly Olynyk might break some shoulders of opponents. Isaiah Stewart's, big hustle guy in the glass. Jeremy Grant, obviously known for his defense and now his offense too. Guy can score 20 a game. And so we've said it. But I think we have to remind ourselves that this team was last in the East and was a game behind Orlando, which an Orlando team that was like had injuries and like sold out at the deadline. And the Pistons still, I get they're both kind of tanking, like we understand that, but there are teams that are just more talented, more experienced, that when you think about the teams that were either in the play-in last year or below it, you're talking like the Wizards, you're looking at the Pacers, and I know like the Pacers aren't really like that sexy a team, but like Sabonis is an all-star. Like they have Brogdon, Karis LeVert, Miles Turner, like established players. They're going to get TJ Warren back. you cannot tell me the Pistons are going to have a better record than the Pacers this year. So you have to have the Pacers above them. The Wizards are probably going to be around the 10. And the Bulls didn't even make it, and a lot of people think the Bulls are going to not even be in the play-in. They're going to be in the playoffs, like as a top 6 seed. So that takes another spot away. You have to imagine the Celtics will probably be in the mix. The Hornets probably got better, maybe. You have to assume they'll probably also be in that area. It's not that the Pistons won't, there's not reason to be excited. It's just I don't know if there's any room for them, and I don't know if they can win enough games in the East to even get to the play-in, because it's going to be very competitive, and a lot of teams got better. There's a lot of teams, like the Pacers are a team, pretty low ceiling, high basement kind of team. We know what we're going to get from those guys. But the Pistons, we don't know where, Cade Cunningham's going to come in immediately. We don't know what Killian Hayes will look like. We don't know, Isaiah Stewart's probably getting a big boost in minutes because they basically just gave away Mason Plumlee just to get out of his contract, which I actually like Mason Plumlee. I thought, he's another hardworking guy. Put up triple-double or 2 last season. I get that you want Isaiah Stewart to give them minutes and everything. It's just, I wouldn't mind, keeping Plumlee around for maybe another year because he just gave him up for free, which, I think he would have gotten something for him. But anyway, it's just there's not room for this Pistons team yet. Now, whether, Cade Cunningham, here's what I'll say. I could see this team getting hot in the second half of the season. Dwayne Casey figures out minutes. They can figure out how to play with each other a little bit more. A little more team defense, stuff like that. You see, all these young guys gel. There's a police officer right there. Is this illegal? I actually don't know. Is it driving? It doesn't matter. No one watches. There's another. That's a sheriff right there. What is happening? There's a lot of unknowns with the Pistons. I think even with the more established, can Jeremy Grant repeat? He's not going to get as many touches, assuming, Cade Cunningham's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. So Jeremy Grant probably will not, but maybe he gets more open looks because Cade Cunningham's going to be kind of more of a playmaker, facilitator type. I could also see that happening. They did lose Svi Mykhailiuk. I actually liked him a lot. I think, he's someone that knocks down open threes that, could have been nice if they brought him back, but they got Trey Lyles, which I think, head scratcher. Trey Lyles is a little bit of a head scratcher. I don't really see the need for him now that you bring Kelly Olynyk in, because I don't even think your starters are going to be Cade. Well, you could go Killian then Cade, or you could do Cade, Diallo, Sadiq, then Jeremy Grant, then Isaiah Stewart. But you could also throw Kelly in there instead of Isaiah Stewart. And my man Luka Garza is going to eat some minutes too. They brought back Corey Joseph. I don't know, he's fine, I guess. Frank Jackson. It's weird because it's so balanced. I think everyone has a role. They kind of have everything filled. It's just a matter of talent, which seems weird because I don't know. Sadiq Bey is one of those guys that I think we know what we're gonna get from him already because he's an older guy, and he has a head up on some of the younger guys, less developed. He's kind of mature, knows what he is as a basketball player. So his development, I don't see it as being as steep, which limits the ceiling on the team as a whole. But obviously you have Cade and Killian who boost that through the roof. So I don't think we know exactly what Killian Hayes can be yet. The injury kind of threw him off, and that's something that's hard to come back from, especially in your first year in the NBA. So I think second year we'll probably see a big jump from him, and I'm kind of excited to see what he can do, especially now with a little more, shooting and scoring around him. I'm not ready to put them between 7 and 10. I don't see it happening. unless, because there's always injuries. Like, I could see, if Sabonis broke his arm, or like, I always like, anytime I have to go with injury, it's always really like gruesome. But I could see, if one of those teams on the bubble, like if Beal gets hurt, like the Wizards probably will drop. Depending on like maybe Toronto, because I said they were good, they'll probably be awful. They trade Pascal and decide to tank another year. Like the Knicks, who knows? I mean, we could I could see them going play-in, or they'll probably be like bottom, like 4 through 10. And it's like, it's weird because the East used to be so just wide open, like it was pretty much just LeBron and everyone else, and now it's like it's pretty crowded, and you could see a lot of teams, I mean, none of them are actually gonna have like a legitimate chance at like a playoff run necessarily, but I think it would make for an interesting like play-in tournament. I can't. Because the Pistons, to be 10th, you have to be better than 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You have to be better than 5 teams. So the Pistons are probably better than the Magic. Can say that. And even them, they're going to get Markelle and Jonathan Isaac back, presumably. So they're better than the Magic. Better than Cleveland. Haven't mentioned them at all. Cleveland, like maybe... Probably. We'll say Cleveland just for the sake of the argument. Cleveland. And then, like, who do you go to after that? Because, I mean, if you're really low on the Pacers, maybe. If you're low on the Wizards, maybe. But, like, after that, it's like Heat are in there, Hawks. Like, those are our teams that you're probably slotting in your, 1 through 6. It's just, listen, I like this Pistons team. I like what Troy Weaver's done. I'm not ready to say that they're a playoff team or a play-in team yet. All right, I would love to see them do it. I think it's awesome that winning basketball could be back in Detroit. I just don't know if it's this year. Next year, maybe they could be in a position to sign a big free agent, make a big move, or get another great draft pick. So I look forward to seeing what they can do. I got the GM and the coach right, so please don't be like that now. You can argue with me on the takes, but let's remember the larger points that were made, and I'm part of the Luka Garza fan club, so don't hate on me for that. So with that said, take care of yourselves, take it easy, and I'll see you next time.